What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Dannphan stream. We are back streaming yet again. I know, you missed us. I'm going to be playing some Dark Souls 2 New Game Plus with a new controller that is very tiny. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but it's a teeny tiny controller. Hopefully, this will not mess me up in any dangerous way. It doesn't feel bad in my hands, it's just like awkward where the button placement is, if anything. But yeah, can't remember what I was last doing in Dark Souls 2.
The classic experience of coming back to an RPG you haven't touched.
Start. I really hate these buttons here in the back. They're so distracting, and I can't not touch them. It's a good thing that they don't do anything, otherwise that would be so annoying. Alright, we got dual-wielding berserker swords.
Wow. Berserk swords. But yes.
Oh.
Very cool guy move.
Yeah.
Don't know if it does anything, but
I don't know how I did that. I didn't intentionally press attack, so I guess I must have tapped this very slightly. Oh yeah. Oh, these are super sensitive buttons. Just like a little fucking stroke will do it. I better be extra careful around these NPCs.
So, can I see?
Yeah, just be careful.
Now, what do the buttons on the bottom do?
Nothing. And I hope they never do anything ever.
Yeah.
Because they're way too easy to touch.
Ooh, here's an important test. Can I see? If you are pressing the button on the bottom. Okay, good. Because sometimes you can't press multiple buttons on a controller at the same time. So if you're pushing the useless buttons on the bottom. If you don't know what she's talking about, like on the grips of the controllers underneath, there's very sensitive buttons that just get pushed.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so what do we got so far? I guess I only made it to this far, so I guess I'm continuing from here. From all I can remember, of course. It's been a while, guys.
I don't know why, but I can't find the, I couldn't find the live stream in the gaming section. But I found it now. Okay.
No.
That side. Just destroying them.
Forgive me, fellows. I have tiny controller.
Yeah, so I was at Micro Center. They got a bunch of different things to sort out all of my technical issues. And I saw controllers, so I figured I'd grab Trisha one. And then I saw they had a super tiny controller. And Trisha had complained that controllers were too big. And that she wanted a smaller one. And welcome to New Game Plus. Now he's got lightning katanas. I think those don't...
Now he's got wrecked. How about that?
Yeah, those don't show up that much in...
It's a shame he didn't drop anything.
Standard Dark Souls. Those are much more common in Dark Souls Scholar the First Sin. The guys with the lightning katana. If you charge the archers, that's what they do, but like they don't often fight you in melee, so you don't see it a lot. Yeah, I remember we saw one controller that was like, it was a girl controller, right? And then Trisha was like, "Ooh, that's exciting." And she picks it up, and then like the box was like just abhorrent. It had like all this like feminist stuff on it.
It's like, oh God,
It's
no, get away.
Owned by women, and it was like, you know.
That's some stuff. Goddamn.
You know, it just had a bunch of shit where it was like, women can be gamers too.
Yeah, right.
Like, smash the glass ceiling of gaming lobbies. Oh, so incense is not buying spells. What incense is applying your skeptic and simpleton spices to lower the requirements to attune a spell. So you don't need to have as high a faith or intelligence to use spells and miracles if you use your items that you've collected. So. It won't do too much for like lightning or not sunlight spear. That's the one. The biggest one is sunlight spear.
Ah. All right. This is a nice area. It's a shame that all the knights are wielding katanas.
Yeah, it is a bit weeby, huh?
Yeah, that's the only thing that's really wrong with it.
Oh, black steel katana.
Yeah, right. The idea of an iron city sinking into lava is pretty cool, but then they Japan, you know?
I mean, I'm kind of fine with like, I look what I find. Oh, you don't have the secret wall open. I think it's Gallo the First Sin. They added an enemy inside there, which was bizarre. Could be mistaken, but I believe that's the case. To remove any possibility of fun.
Right. That's over here.
Yeah, I'm like kind of fine with like Japanese game maker being like, haha, Japan #1. But
I mean, sure.
It's
but
always very frustrating when you run into people with like European descent who are just like broadly white, who are like, a katana is the most powerful sword in the world. It's too bad that there's no like martial arts in Europe. It's like, I don't know.
It's like, I hate myself.
Yeah, like you run into these people who have this idea that like, there's no fighting style that goes into boxing. There's no fighting style that goes into like anything besides like kung fu. Like if the martial art isn't like oriental in some way, they don't think that it exists. Kind of.
Oh no.
Because like if you say martial art to like someone who's like, especially like a boomer or something, they'll be like, oh, so that means Chinese or something. It's like, no, it's not, but you know. So when you see like the katana knight thing, it's more frustrating to me because I've ran into so many people who are of like European descent who have so much like they have so much like shame or like lack of just intense lack of pride in their like history or heritage or whatever. Who would just be like turbo cucked about the whole situation.
Yeah. I gotta lower that bridge, right?
I think the lever is behind
Yeah, I
you.
think that's what the
Like right down there.
For. Oh God.
That's kind of fair enough, right? They would be guarding the lever, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
is the cyber though?
It's like on the bridge.
But yeah, I think to a lot of people this concept makes sense, and that's what frustrates me. It's that there's a lot of like people who are
Oh
you know, of European descent who would agree with this kind of like Japanese supremacy like idea of like
yeah, right.
Europeans, they made swords but somehow they didn't know how to use them. Like it's so patently ridiculous. There's a bunch of like hand-to-hand martial arts that exist in like European like fight books is like where they would record their martial arts.
Alright, look at that. Let's go kick some ass.
And it would always, there would always be a chapter somewhere in there like instructions or guidelines on like wrestling or whatever. And for wrestling for them would include like everything. Punching was a part of wrestling, which now sounds a little silly. This is one of my favorite bosses.
It's really good, isn't it?
I feel like it's very underrated. And I never had any like kind of advantage for him. Because I was always using like stuff that was... Oh no, actually like I think he's weak to lightning or something. But even using spells on him, it felt very fun to fight him. Mainly, I hate getting ringed out. You know, I hate falling off the cliff. And
it's the worst thing for a boss fight.
And like, I don't really mind there being a consequence to bad positioning. But just instant death is so retarded. Like, instant death exists so that to make it easier for the game designers not to have to like figure out a way for you to climb back up.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That went really far.
Yeah, I think it's because he's phase 2 where he has the extra fire on his sword. But if you have bad positioning on him and you end up against the wall, he can pin you there because it's a circular room and he's very wide. Oh, it's so cool you have 4 of them now.
I know, right?
Something very cool about having lots of rings and having like some of them break and having to equip different ones for what you're doing.
And I definitely dodged that first blow. I don't know what the fuck these people are smoking. I definitely dodged that first blow, and it was just like, no, you take damage anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like the thing is you need like more iframes or something like that. But
who needs iframes? I have giant swords.
so, with fantasy writing nowadays, a lot of it is now inspired by video games instead of literature. There's a lot of people who...
What the fuck? Why am I facing the wrong way?
There's a lot of people who the majority of their fantasy inspiration comes from consuming video games. And there's people who bemoan that, who are like, you shouldn't play too many video games, you shouldn't base things off video games. And I kind of agree. I kind of think that if you let it become too video gamey, it doesn't feel quite right. But there are... Yeah, but there are things that you can see in video games that you could implement into a book that are kind of fun. And I think Leveling Up is probably the best example. But the general gamifying things can be feel kind of fun. Not that you should always do it, but I'm just thinking like the thing you just did where you took off a broken ring and you put on another ring of the same type or whatever. You're like swapping out your equipment. That sort of detail, it feels fun to have a character manage those things. Not that that doesn't exist before video games, because it definitely does. In fact, like, magic items is almost like way heavier in like classical tales. And then you load it again. You don't have to, but You just wait for him to come up the stairs and then get him a second time.
I
Oh, is he not coming up?
Yeah, I don't know if he's actually coming up.
Send it. Yeah.
Oh, he's just like, oh, must have been the wind. I don't have to get that close to him to activate.
There you go.
It's down.
Very cool.
Yeah, doesn't do as much damage, but
No.
boy, do I look cool.
Like, my habit playing a video game would be that I can't use all these items because it's cheating or whatever. Especially consumables, I always feel like that's not, you know. And when I get too many bonuses from equipping stuff, I always feel like, eh. I like the feeling of my character leveling up and becoming this character I want him to be. But when you're writing, it's kind of...
Oh my god, the slow swings really get me.
Yeah, that weight this guy's got.
Well, it's just like confusing. It's like you're used to enemies always going super fast.
So anyway, I've noticed when you're writing, it's fun to have characters use a bunch of items and like equip different magical things. As long as you aren't super taxed by like tracking it all, it could be really interesting.
Literally just nothing I could have done. I was roll spamming and it still wasn't enough.
Alright, it's Helion Arisen. Welcome, welcome. Dual wield Gearm, Great Hammer, and Great Club. Ultimate bongs. Wonder if you have those.
What? He didn't even swing yet. Ah,
Just like taxing you.
whatever. Just the health tax, yeah.
There are some enemies in this game that like their function is just that beating them up degrades your weapon a lot.
Yeah, don't like that.
That's more interesting in like a roguelike kind of game where you're like you're going through sort of like turn-based, and so you have these slow concerns that are more interesting. Like I don't know, I did a D&D campaign where I had them kind of going on an expedition into this like dwarven undercity, kind of very inspired by Dragon Age, where it was, you know, it's like Darkspawn or something. It's like over around this old dwarven city.
It's totally not worth it using that.
I guess not. Yeah.
Like compared to just like backstabbing.
I don't even know if backstabbing is necessarily worth it compared to just the left trigger. Yeah. That left bumper attack, just enough to kill him. Which new game plus is this? I don't remember these guys hitting that hard. This is just +1.
Yeah. I just suck. It's just me.
Well, he's saying, I don't remember these guys hitting that hard. So, I guess he's talking about the damage you're taking. I mean, you have a bunch of nice armor on. It's not like... crazy. Oh, hey, love to draw. Over in the YouTube chat. Welcome, welcome.
Hey.
We were just talking before the stream. I got an email from a con that never got back to me, on whether or not there was like room or if we were accepted or whatever. Right. They gave me a confirmation they received my submission, but they never they never got back to me. No, I was just Helena Risen said, "God damn, unless you're in the cock covenant, the covenant of champions." But no, I was like, for a second I was like, oh shit, are you? But no, I don't think that's. I think that's the covenant of blue.
Yeah, looks pretty blue to me.
It does look blue. Although champions could be blue. We don't know. It's like I'm trying to think like what the symbolic significance of a like sideways square would be. Oh hey, David Myers. So anyway, they the convention sent me an email and was like, hey, do you want to contribute anything to the VIP pass bags? You could put something promotional in there, like, you know. I guess in our case it would be like the keychains we made for Burning Star. Wherever they are on the other side of this wall. But I emailed the guy back and it was like, hey, that sounds cool, but are we even like...
Are we even accepted?
Yeah, are we even going to be there? And he was like, oh, hey, yeah, that's right, you haven't paid. And he's like...
Yeah, we never got an acceptance letter or email or whatever.
Yeah, they were like, oh yeah, you're totally right, oopsies. And yeah, you're right, you didn't pay, which...
Extra delayed.
Yeah, that sneaky ground slam thing.
Yeah.
Which makes me think like, oh, maybe I could have just gone for free. But I don't like to do my business this way. That's how I got stuck on the dude with the bell hammer and the undead crypt. I had no idea I was a part of that covenant. That's like the farming covenant, because stuff doesn't stop respawning. But hey, that's pretty badass. You did you beat Velstadt in the Covenant of Champions? Oh, but anyway, the guy was like, yeah, the con is sold out and there's a waiting list, 30 people long, but you're...
Oh yeah, everybody wants to get into this con, totally, but you're in, lucky you.
Well, he was saying, like, I don't know if this is good news or bad news. I don't know if this is lucky or unlucky for you. But we have one of the premier spots reserved for us, I believe is what he's saying. So one of the more expensive slots is open to us should we want it, but it's much more expensive than I would normally book for a con. Like normally I would like to be no more than 300 and ideally like around 200 for like a spot at a con.
It seems more than it's worth.
But yeah, the spot the guy was like is $495, so like $500. Which is, oh no, you're not gonna let them do it to you. You're gonna let them do it to you. Fucked forever.
God damn it! One hit doesn't get them, huh? I thought it would be one hit, but I wanted to make sure.
So for you folks at home, don't do what Trisha did. If you let that guy break the floor, it's broken permanently. But I guess like every time you respawn, you have to stop him from breaking the floor, so kind of a pain in the ass. Might as well just jump. And now I think you can click to jump in Dark Souls 2, so it's not like as much of a catastrophe. Oh no!
Oh my god!
I can't believe he didn't die from the spin attack. That was so
I
stylish.
wasn't trying to even do the spin attack. It just... I don't understand if they're gonna add in a cool extra animation attack that you get when you're doing whatever, running or rolling. Why not make it have decent damage? Why does it have less damage?
Oh, the spin attack?
Yeah, that just makes you want to do it less.
Well, I have no idea. Maybe it's so that if you kill someone in PvP with it, you can
disrespect them.
You can
point down.
You can you can screen record and then like put some dance music over it, like.
Oh yeah, of course.
And like show everybody how cool you are.
Mm-hmm.
With your you show all 7 of your subscribers how cool you are with your owning noobs compilation.
How much do I need to level up?
But yeah.
Oh, okay. What do you think I should level up with them? Chat, what do you think I should level up?
You already
adaptability?
have no, fuck adaptability. That's for queers.
Oh man.
What's vitality do? Is that more heavier stuff?
That's equivalent.
Half a pound. God, getting robbed.
Yeah, you don't do that well once you get over 52 or something.
I say you level up nothing.
Nothing. Just hang on to these souls?
Yeah, you're wearing the ring, so there's no danger, right?
Sure.
You can think about it.
You can get a little bit more health. A little bit. 1 whole stamina? That's a bargain.
With the giant swords, it probably will never matter. No matter, even if you land on it. Because you're probably never getting another swing out. I think roll attacks are nice for finishing enemies off at low health, no matter the weapon. They're wicked fast with some weapons, but always so weak. Yeah, I mean, I guess they... Oh, you know what? I guess it's like they come out quick after a dodge. So if you're trying to attack as quickly as you can out of a dodge, then the roll attack is like the most DPS efficient option.
Is it quick?
It's quicker than... No, it's not quick, but it's quicker than waiting until you stand up and then attacking.
Sometimes it just be like that.
Yeah. Is the floor repaired? The floor is repaired. I was wrong. Oh, I hate that. You missed with one of them, but you hit with the other one. And again, you hit with the left one, but not the right one. What a nightmare. But if you hit with both, I assume it kills.
Yeah, I would hope so.
There are 2 votes in chat for leveling up adaptability. Helian Arisen and David Myers also think you should level up adaptability. I think at this point, it's too late. You have 9 adaptability. You're on New Game Plus. Fuck it. Full send, no adaptability for the gays. Oh, no. Nice.
Well.
Good trade. You just flattened on your back.
Good show, man.
Got him.
Goodbye.
Are you going to do the gargoyles this run?
Sure. I guess. Yeah. Whatever you want. Whatever you want, chat. I will do it.
Oh, get dunked. I'll look left. Splash.
Really?
2-handed roll attack.
I don't remember what's back here. I think it's a ladder or something.
Yeah, it's a ladder that leads you to the gargoyle fight.
Okay.
Which is an optional, fight / PvP area, but you're offline, so it's not PvP area.
Right.
And then it gives you, I don't know, something, I guess. I don't know what it gives you. Two-handed roll attack with one greatsword is nice. Quick thrust with good range is the only weapon I ever roll attack with. Interesting.
Man, I remember this section. I don't like it.
The spinning roll attack with the one-handed greatsword is kind of nice if you're...
Who do that?
What?
Who do that?
What?
Who do that?
You talking about that bow?
The arrows, yes.
Oh, okay. It's the guy at the you don't see him. He's at the end of the row down there, behind your character, like eclipsed by your character. Down, like move the camera so that your character's
I
blocking.
can't, Adam.
Okay. So pan the camera to the left. Just more. Yeah. See him now? He's at the end of that like brick road.
Okay.
And along the way to him, there's going to be a bunch of buttons that will cause lava rivers to block the path forever after. And I don't think map traveling away and back fixes that. I think it's just for this new game cycle it'll just permanently have lava there.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Also, Love to Draw says Khan with exclamation marks. I know that this is a reference to like that Star Trek movie, but I've never seen it.
I don't even know which is easier. They could have made maneuvering around this one particular corner a little easier. It's like this blocks your way.
See you later, kid. That
Yeah.
that button on the floor drops the platform. You know, what the fuck was that last like? It's just like dashed at you. Or was that his like hit animation? I don't even know.
He was a fool. Like a moth to the flame.
But yeah, $500 for a table.
Not worth it for us.
No, we're like our selling game is getting better, but like I think it'd be exceedingly difficult to make table back at $500.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, this.
Oh, left trigger this guy.
Left trigger.
Yeah, left trigger.
Oh, right. Okay.
Blam.
Oh.
Oh no! A ninja ambush.
Bambush. A ninja bush.
You kept saying calm. Did I?
Did you?
Sell stickers between $4 and $5 a pop. That's a strat. That's a strat. But nah. But they probably are like kind of worth that much to some extent. Man, I just keep on thinking about that girl that was across from us at that one con.
The one with the pillowcase?
Yeah.
That is quite a scene, wasn't it?
Man. Yeah, that is quite quite
I
a
was
thing.
supposed to turn this fire off at some point.
No, you can't turn it off yet. You have to get into that room and then up the ladder to your front and left. Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, why did that happen? Oh god. Why won't it open? Okay. Oh god. It's like
Well,
the
you,
worst game to just randomly...
At least it happened in a safe spot. So you should have gone to the left when you entered the room. But
I mean, I can still make it.
Yeah, but the way to turn off the fire is behind that fire.
Where?
Yeah, there's a ladder behind that
I see.
fire. My niece came and got her laptop. She didn't even know I was trolling her with the stickers. She just said she loved them. Later I told her to read them and she said, "Oh God." You have anyone you could partner with
Oh,
and
God.
cut down the cost of the table?
Oh God.
Hey, Marshalt.
Oh God.
Oh, con equal con.
Why was he so strong? And why was he so fast?
And
Is
why doesn't
actually
he
a
have
better
shoes
question.
on?
No, I guess that's for increased
Miyazaki!
speed. Yeah. Miyazaki
Barefoot.
fetish.
Too powerful. Oh shit, I just
It's not
realized the
expected
boss
to
you'll be
speak.
fighting soon is the soul you get from supposed to be Gwyn Soul. I heard it's either him or I think Mito. I don't know, man. He's just a giant demon dude. This game's lore is so fucking convoluted.
Why, no, game. Actually, I would not like to turn around all the way and look at another guy.
Yeah, do you have anyone you could partner with and cut down the cost of the table? So cons and fairs and things, they don't want you to do that. It's
I've
typical.
seen people do that, but no, they don't want you to do that.
I've seen people do that too. Typically, it's against the rules. Well, I would say almost always it's against the rules. Even if they don't list it, you can kind of expect them to be angry if they find out you're doing that.
Ugh, it's so annoying that you can't just drop off the ledge of these specific stairs.
I'm going to be doing that, regardless of being against the rules or not. And I'm just gonna say, like me and Trisha technically split a table, right? Because we're not the same person. Like we're not two heads on one body, but they typically don't want it to be like two, like you know we are kind of attached at the hip, right? We're like dating, so it's fine. But like if it was someone else who was like selling bricks of baking soda or something, who I only know through like being a business acquaintance.
Oh God, damn it!
Sick spin, dude.
Oh, I wasn't even spinning. It just like because I tapped the stick a little bit, it spun me the other way.
But you got him. Baited.
Yeah, je bait.
Oh, you're not gonna pick up the item?
No, it's in front of the fire.
No, it's not.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to God, it is not in front of the fire.
I just passed the fire.
I bet you could pick it up without being in fire.
No.
I'm proud of you. You're not so much of a loot goblin now. You're
I
putting
just want to walk back to where I was. And
you're forsaking loot for something as sentimental as living. There you go.
you should have died in tears. I deserve better. I can't get my strength up any higher than this.
Yeah, I know, right? You should be able to just dunk on these guys. But yeah, I think also if a lot of people were splitting tables, everything would get very crowded, and then they'd be trying to accommodate very crowded area, and everything would get very clustered and feel very bizarre-y.
Bizarre. That's not the ladder.
Is it really slow to roll after a power stance attack? I think so. I think power stance typically has like pretty big recovery frames. But you could always experiment. What the fuck is that guy swinging? A pine cone?
It's the same weapon as the turtle guys.
No, it's not. It's the ancient thing. It's called Ancient Hammer or something. It is. I think it's different. Oh no, it's the Drake. The Drake mace. That's what that is. It's the guy where you fight the big bullshit dragon boss. It's the hammer that those guys are using.
Oh, got him.
Does he drop it? Boo. Hey, why don't we check to see if you have the stuff that Heliana Risen was talking about, the Girm Great Hammer? I'm curious how good that is.
I mean, if I did have it, I'd probably put it in, like, inventory or something. It was,
in storage?
Hammer? Yeah, maybe.
Does anything look dwarfy? Oh, go up. It would be in the... It would be by the big smelter hammers. Although I guess if you're looking for big bonks, look no further than the smelter hammers. Oh, we have Velstat's club over there. Does it ring when you hit the ground with it?
I sure hope so. I can't use it.
Yeah, but it should still go ding dong. Doesn't sound like it.
No. Not unless I'm supposed to two-hand it.
Maybe only if you wield it properly does it make the ding dong.
That's a good point, yeah.
I kind of suspect it just won't ding dong no matter what, but you know. Looks like the Great Demon Hammer. I thought that at first, but it's not. Or the one, the Asylum Demon Head in DS1. Aren't they one and the same? Great Demon Hammer. So how are you guys doing, chat? I was in the realm of David Myers today. I went to a hardware store and got a bunch of components. Trisha had her own Dark Souls boss. She fought. It's like a wasp, approximately the size of my thumb.
Yes, it was ridiculously big.
She took the
air duster can.
Air duster can and cut its head off with it, with like the corner, I guess.
Yeah. I had it, at first I was going to squash it with the air duster can, right? Naturally. But it's like concave on the bottom, so it was just underneath squirming.
Ah!
Yes! It was scary. So I had to like open it slightly so it would try to crawl out and its head stuck out, and then I decapitated it. Yeah.
Oh,
and then its head and its body were moving.
So after she decapitated it, it unfortunately had the relentless trait and refused to die after being killed, and so both its body and head were independently animated, still trying to attack her.
It was so fucking freaky. Oh, I hate it. Oh god, he run.
He run.
He run.
All brain turn off.
Shut up.
Life's good. Good to hear. Watching some Dark Souls 2 before I play it myself. Nice.
Hell yeah. Best Souls game.
Tired. Was cat sitting for my brother the last few days and drove back a few hours ago. Nice.
Oh, boss fight time.
I didn't
realize it was that easy.
I no longer get enjoyment out of calling people to ask if their refrigerator is running. Otherwise, it was a good week. The thing that sucks about warm weather is bugs. You know what else sucks about warm weather? It being warm.
I wish we didn't live in a kind of swampy area right now. Less bugs elsewhere.
A Jurassic Parky area. Giant ass bugs.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, so I got some Flex Seal because there's like a tiny crack in the wall, and I suspect that's where the bee came from. I was like, someone was in the upstairs bathroom, so I was going downstairs to use the bathroom one time, so I didn't have my glasses on, and there was just a crazy buzzing over here, and I was like, not my fucking problem. Go on sleep. I figured it was a fly though, but then later I checked and it was a wasp that was caught in the spider web, or yellow jacket specifically.
I kind of forget how to fight this guy.
And there's no way it could have gotten in the house, like, late at night,
Right,
other than...
That's good, because people are always saying, oh, that's a hole.
Not gonna lie, that's probably way more powerful than the boss, is that spot right there.
Well, yeah, because you can't see it around the corner.
That specific one. I know there's another one that'll kill you around the other corner, but that's probably...
Bear with me, folks. I got tiny controller.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, you want me to show the chat your controller, like, size comparison with my hand?
Sure. Yeah, there's no enemies.
So, I don't know if you can see that. There's the controller. There's my hand. So, if I was to grip this comfortably, my hands would overlap like this.
It's a tiny controller.
So yeah, I got Trisha a tiny controller
mini.
because she was complaining her hands were cramping with the big controllers. Hey,
Yeah.
Mindless Gaming. Welcome, welcome.
It's the pain of being a girl.
Watch out for this dude's fireballs. I don't remember this guy having any... I remember
I
the thing
him
that...
having fireballs.
I
I
remember
remember thinking, man, that attack.
the beam is what kills me. The laser beam that comes out of his hand. That's the... That and just, like, getting hit by him normally.
Ah, man. After I hit, I just don't get enough time to actually get up.
So fucking masculine. Just, like, giant fucking swords fighting a guy in giant armor.
Careful of this guy's fireballs. And then I just, like, drop in lava.
I wonder what the situation would really be. With,
I
like,
don't remember how to fight this guy, but I assume, like, he just, like, slams his arm down and you're supposed to hit it or something.
yeah, the way to fight him is to stand pretty close to him to bait out an attack. And I think he only has vertical attacks, to my recollection.
Oh, that's fire.
So there you go. And then you hit his... Oh.
Nope. Nope. I got you baited.
So, around the corner is a safe spot that's safe from everything except for the laser beam.
Well, except for the hole that you fall into when
Yes.
you're going around the corner.
That's not safe. Falling into a hole is not safe.
No, I would say not.
I wonder what the situation would really be, like, historically, if you had a bunch of knights in full armor with lava around.
Mm.
Because there's something... there's some effect that was called a flash fire, where, like, the heat of the lava can ignite you, so you just set on fire and start burning. I wonder if that is still a thing with full armor. I would assume not, but then I'd also assume that the armor itself would get so fucking hot conducting all that heat. Probably make you quite uncomfy inside the armor. But I'm just, like, thinking, like, if you're a fully armored knight and you're fighting light infantry who's not armored, and then you get into a grapple, do you just burn their flesh off with your super hot armor? Like, are you just like, fucking, like,
Burn to the ground.
a fucking demon? You just grab hold of them, you go, don't even have to get out the dagger. They try to wrestle your weapon away from you, they just start burning. They make mini controllers. They make nano controllers. There was one controller we saw on sale that was like girl controller, and then Trish was like, "Ooh, it's pink, yay! It's small, yay!" And then like she picks up the controller, and it's got all this like ridiculous like shit on it. It's like, girls can be gamers too. Break the glass ceiling of the gamers. Like it was.
As if any guy doesn't want you to play video games.
Yeah, it's like.
It's like the guy's dream is a gamer girl.
I'll say like what I don't like is when girls enter into like.
Well, when anyone enters into a fandom and wants to change everything.
But I would say especially single guys won't enjoy a girl entering into the social area and then wielding the inherent social power of being a girl against guys already in the thing. So, those fireballs.
Oh no. Oh.
I remember that now. Yeah, this laser beam. This is what. Yeah. Or if you play like Overwatch or something, there'll be a girl that joins the lobby, and then she's like, "Hi, I'm a girl," and then everyone is like, not everyone, but like,
Oh.
you have this sort of thing that'll happen where guys really want her attention or approval or
Oh God.
whatever. And then you see all these guys are like kind of degrading themselves to be like, "Oh, what'd you think of my ultimate? Oh, do you like my play of the game? Oh." And
I'm Mickey Mouse.
it's kind of upsetting to see guys sort of degrade themselves like that. So, and then also I imagine there's like if you are someone who enjoys like kind of being higher in a social hierarchy, obviously you're threatened by girls very easily. They have pretty inherent social value. So this is all balanced out in the ecosystem by random dudes calling them bitches. Bitches and sluts and whatever.
Oh no.
Simps.
Ah,
yes.
Bug.
Where?
It flew by my face. I don't know. Ah, man.
Should I close the window?
I don't know. I don't know if it came through there, but you certainly can do that.
Ugh. Oh, also, I designed my first, not like, I would say this is my first toy that I've mostly done from scratch. The hinge itself, I took from another toy, but essentially I realized a hinge was very good in this one toy, and then I converted it into being a noisemaker. It's like it's supposed to be maybe like a dinosaur head, and like essentially it just makes a super annoying noise that drives Trisha crazy, but
So it's very valuable.
yeah. This is the newer design where I kind of streamlined the stick part of it. I made it a little bit longer so that it feels like it has more value, and yeah, that's about it. I feel like Overwatch in general has a male audience that acts like that. They flock to Overwatch. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I think Overwatch has a pretty strong like game design as far as like having these low skill characters and high skill characters sort of exist side by side. Like Mercy doesn't take a tremendous amount of like aiming skill. It's like more positioning skill and stuff. Her movement is very weird. If you like someone who does it well is very difficult, I think. And I do enjoy some of the low skill characters. It's interesting, like well, it's like low skill in like certain areas, I guess, because it still takes skill to be a good Mercy, but obviously you don't need to aim super well or have like super duper good reflexes necessarily.
Oh my
That's
God,
why
that does a lot of damage.
I think that's why they let Mercy's pistol be really good, is because nobody uses it to any like great effect. But I don't know, like whenever I would play Mercy, I would like switch out the pistol and just like shit on some people because you could just shoot him right in the face like a gazillion times. It does a shitload of damage.
Oh my god.
So, are you trying to be like honorable or something?
Shut up.
No, I'm just saying. Why don't you...
I know I can go to the spot and it's just I'm trying to fucking play.
Okay.
It's like 1 minute I had health, and then the next minute I didn't have health, and I was on the other side of the map, or side of the stage, or whatever. Because I wasn't prepared to not have health.
Relatable problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, the real like rinse and repeat kind of way of beating him is bait out the laser beam, because he eventually has to use it if you go in the safe spot. Once he uses the laser beam, you go over and hit his arm, because when he uses the fire breath and stuff, you can't really punish that because he's off the side unless you have like range stuff, right? So
yeah, I mean, I guess you can hit his face, but
yeah, I guess you could try.
Not that I've ever tried, but
Out of today, you can parry a few of Margit the Fell's melee strikes. Oh, hey, Basil. Yeah, you can parry a lot of his stuff. It's pretty fun. Not his energy ones. The ones that are like... There it is. I haven't played Overwatch since 2017. I don't really know. So I remember the fan base back then. Yeah, I guess I haven't played Overwatch in a while. Apparently Overwatch doesn't exist. It's Overwatch 2 is what you have to play. But Overwatch 2 is free to play or something because everyone was mad. I think I bought Overwatch 1. I don't know. Friends were like super into it and they wanted to play and like, I don't know, like $30 isn't so much, you know. It's worth it to spend time with friends and stuff. Oh yeah, his face. Look at blam. You'd expect it to have like kind of crit hit damage, but I guess not.
I guess not.
Couldn't get into Overwatch. I'd rather just play Team Fortress 2. Yeah, I've never played Team Fortress 2. I own it from like the orange box, and I understand it's like quite good, but I don't know.
I always thought this boss was kind of cool, but like everyone always just complained about it being too easy and like how this game sucks and whatever.
I mean, he looks fucking cool. And
Yeah,
like,
he looks cool. I prefer this Iron King as opposed to fucking Samurai.
you'd be in the minority in that, I think.
I don't care. I say what I say. Oh, is this where I'm gonna have to answer the question?
Sure, maybe.
I think it is. But I don't know the answer.
Okay, so I'll look it up, I guess.
Primal Bonfire.
TF2, Healing Arisen says TF2 is pretty awesome. Don't play it much now, but I agree. TF2 is great. Yeah, a lot of people are super into it. I found the memes quite annoying, but that is how it is. Oh, we time traveled, huh? It will always be DS2 better than DS1, DS1 better than DS3. For real. Okay. That's an interesting hierarchy. I think a lot of people would go like DS1, DS3, DS2. Like a lot of people hate DS2, but I would say objectively, the best Dark Souls game is the third one, but I don't like it the most. I like the second one the most, I think. And then the third one, then the first one.
It's a pretty DLC, huh, guys?
But it's interesting you like Dark Souls 2 more than 1, and you like 1 more than 3. Because 3 was really, like, a sequel to the first game. Like, it really took all the principles from the first game and, like, continued them.
Yes.
And it
It's
also...
also part of the reason why Elden Ring is so good, is because it's taking a lot of past principles and applying new technology to the end.
Elden Ring is also interesting because it has... I'm sure, like, the pharmacist would make fun of this, but, like, Dark Souls 3, you should only ever light attack. Like, just mathematically, you should never power attack.
Keep on feeling like I'm all killed. Is that just the effect of walking on chain?
I think also they're moving the camera weird to mess with you.
Maybe.
But, yeah, like, DPS-wise, you should only ever use light attack. And so your attack variety in Dark Souls 3 is abysmal. Like, just so boring. You're, like... It's just roll, light attack. But then that's kind of how a lot of people play the first game. And that's not totally the case with the second game. But it's not that interesting. You're not really doing combos and things. Whereas Elden Ring has like the jump attack, which does change things, the power attack, and then obviously there's like weapon arts that oftentimes are a
They have
good move.
a lot of spells and a lot of good spells.
Yeah, but if we're not...
Quite a change up.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if people use mixed spells and melee very much.
Well, I mean, like, you can make a pretty good spellcaster build in Elden Ring. So, ladies and gents, what would you like me to do next? Am I doing, the gargoyles, or...
You could.
I guess I could.
Fight some gargoyles and midgets. Let's do it.
Okay.
I haven't played 3 yet, but I know that DS1 is my favorite, says Helion Arisen. I didn't like DS2 at first, but it's seriously starting to grow on me. Don't understand why people are so against DS2.
Because it changed things and they don't like change.
I think genuinely the reason people don't like DS2, and this was my experience, like people that I knew in real life, was they were good at DS1 and they had made it part of their personality, was that they were someone who was good at Dark Souls. And when Dark Souls 2 came out and it was different and they hadn't memorized everything yet, they were bad at it. And I saw...
they claimed that it was too easy. And that's why Skull of the First Sin was made.
I saw a guy have a very cringy mental breakdown over Dark Souls 2, and I'll never forget it. It was so fucking weird. He was in the Rat King Covenant, and he waited in this one spot where people wouldn't see where he was, and then he would, like, surprise them, and then they would get poisoned, and he'd run away, and then they would die. Or rats would attack them at the same, or they'd be looking at the rats and fighting them, and then he'd hit them from behind. It was so...
Very honorable stuff.
And then he kept on celebrating and, like, throwing the controller down, and then, like, he was in a lounge. You had to hit it.
Oh. Yeah, I was thinking when I would press A.
He was in a lounge at my college, and he was, like, walking around the lounge demanding that these other girls say that he's the best.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, it was really fucking weird. But that guy's problem was that he wasn't good at the game anymore. He couldn't run past things because when you're pushing open doors and pulling levers and stuff, you can get hit. So you had to fight everything, and that was... yeah, it was bad or whatever. Also, Dark Souls 2, kind of like Melee doesn't feel quite as clean, right? Like it's a little like different how the game sort of works.
The stats work differently.
Yeah, and like stuff is slower if you don't put points in. If you don't dump points into adaptability, everything is a little slower.
Although Dark Souls 1 is pretty slow.
It is, and your stamina matters a lot. Like you have to really manage your stamina, etc.
Yeah.
Murder him.
Why?
No, you don't have to. I always do. I don't know. I don't know what happens if you don't murder him.
I don't know what happens if you murder him.
He just talks shit and is short, so I kill him.
Well, I mean, I become king, so...
So I have plus 15 for splatting enemies to the ground for funsies. That is fun. No fog wall invincibility is a huge change I had to get used to. Yeah.
No, they're so fast. Why are they so fast?
I never counted on the fog wall invincibility, so I always thought it was weird that like iframes existed at all, because I played The Witcher 2 and people were from Dark Souls were complaining that there were no iframes.
Oh God, I don't like this.
And
Why did I do this?
I had to have
Why did I agree to do this? I never liked this section.
I don't know. I had to have it explained to me why people wanted invincibility frames. It was like, well, isn't that like some casual shit? Like you need the game to make you invincible? So I never got it. I never understood it.
I kind of get it.
Because like playing The Witcher 2, it's like, well, just don't be in a bad spot when you roll. Like, you know, so I always thought of people who play Dark Souls as like very casual and like needing invincibility all the time so they wouldn't get hurt. So I never understood like the challenge or anything of like Dark Souls. So when Dark Souls 2 had like some problems with its invincibility frames, I was just like, well, who cares? It's cheating if I get hit. Like this is like aim, like bullet magnetism. Like it's like aim assist. Like I shouldn't. Like that was how I was thinking about it. Now that I play Dark Souls 3, I'm annoyed when I go back and play. Well, I played Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1, and then when I play Dark Souls 2 after those, I get it now. Now I'm like more frustrated that I get hit and stuff. But you know.
Dark Souls 3 is very good. The one genuine complaint I would have against Dark Souls 3 is that there's no, like, color. It's very blue all the time. It's a little bit irritating. But it's a very good game.
Yeah, they're trying to, like...
It's also very difficult. I think it's got much more difficult bosses than 1 and 2. From my experience, anyway.
Dark Souls 3?
Yeah.
Like, what's an example of a difficult boss?
Well, I know that if I ever name one, you'll just be like, oh no, I had an easy time with that boss. You're just shit. Or something.
Alright. I'll never talk again.
Like the Nameless King was hard.
Who's that? Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah.
You had the perfect weapon for that guy.
Yeah, and he was still fucking hard as shit.
Yeah. But then you beat him just by, like, bullying the shit out of him with me. So.
Yeah. Well, I needed someone to help me beat him. And it's kind of like, similar in a lot of Elden Ring bosses where, you're kind of encouraged to use co-op to help you get through it. But I like that, because I have someone to co-op with.
Well, I think the key with the Nameless King is you just have to beat the shit out of his first phase so that you feel like such a Giga Chad that the second phase isn't as hard. Because you're extra confident.
I always get to this stage of being able to, like, constantly beat them out of the first phase, but then, like, instantly dying as soon as the second phase comes.
Yeah, I had that boss down to a science. I enchanted a whole extra sword so I could kill the dragon really quick.
Yeah, right.
Because then you hit there's something so satisfying about, like, crit shotting the dragon's head twice.
Still haven't gotten the old woman over here?
You have to talk to her a million times.
Hello.
Hey, Neaver. Basil loves the gargoyle fight. really loved how Dark Souls 2 feels like the most RPG in terms of stats and how you can make anything work. I agree. People that played Dark Souls 1 and really, really liked it tend to be people who only play melee and only like two-handing a weapon, being naked, and rolling.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
always the same build.
Yeah, and so those people, they like 1 and 3 the most. And then people who like playing Magic like 2 the most, which is me. Or people who like playing many, many different types of builds tend to like 2. But if you only play one build and it's melee and you never block,
yeah, Dark Souls 1 is ridiculously easy when you're blocking.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed being a tanky, blocky guy in 1.
Yeah. Three blocking is decent too. It's not. It's never as good as Dark Souls 1, but 3 is pretty okay for blocking.
The scythe was really fun in Dark Souls 1, despite the game being like kind of a simple game. The scythe was interesting because if you whiff with the scythe, it has a very long recovery, but if you hit, it's fast enough for a follow-up. So, like, you have to really pay attention if you actually connect, and if you do, then you can go for another one, but otherwise it's too slow and you'll just get hit.
Yeah, right.
So it's interesting. And the dash attack is so nice on that scythe. Just like, it's very good. So I had a lot of fun with that, but
nice. I don't know if anyone had any preference for what area I should be doing next.
Well,
here's what I got done so far to give you a general idea.
Hey, Greggy. Come here. Come here.
I could get naked and do this falling puzzle over.
You could if you want to go into the gutter.
Yeah, the gutter sucks.
The gutter
doesn't it?
does suck.
The gutter is the sucky wucky.
Oh, speaking of the gutter, Healy and Arisen, did you find Look at Heel? Yeah, he was I had to go somewhere, but I caught his stream and he was doing the butcher made out of like corpses, whatever the fuck he's called. Come here. Come here.
You're so shy.
Yeah, buddy.
You're a shy puppers. You're a shy puppers as you are. Why don't you go up on the couch and lay down with Adam?
You can only have pets if you look cute for the camera. Come here.
He's just looking at me with those big eyes.
Buddy.
Are you sorry for barking earlier?
Come here. Yeah.
Oh, that's a buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, he wants to cuddle.
You want to cuddle with me?
Oh.
Come here, puppy. Come here, puppy. Come here. Come on, sit. Here, sit.
He's a fluffy boy.
Here, sit. There we go. Hey, buddy. Oh, buddy.
Let's see. Is there anywhere else I can go besides the gutter?
I've probably spent the longest time fighting Ornstein and Smell until I figured out to kill the other guy first. Yeah, funnily enough, I never had trouble with Ornstein and Smo.
You get like different weapons depending on which one you kill first, right?
It's a ring, and I think you only get the ring reward if you do the harder combination, which is to fight Mega Ornstein. I think Smo is supposed to be easier. Hey, Gabe, what's going on? Oh, the Rotten. Yeah, that was the one. You're supposed to find Lucatiel of Mira before. I guess we could do I Hate the Gutter, and I have no idea where to go.
I know where to go, but it is very annoying.
Yeah, so.
I can do the gutter though.
Yeah, you have the ring. I would equip that first.
Right.
Oh, you could also buy a ladder. Look at that.
Yeah, I was gonna do the ladder.
Tend to lean toward melee builds myself. Elden Ring was the first time where I switched it up a little bit. Interesting. Oh. Puppy. Is that a spot? Is that a spot? Was there a
Long
summon for the
letter.
rotten fight? Is that what you're talking about? No, there's an NPC that's hidden there, and if you don't talk to her, oh, you're playing Scholar of the First Sin, so you might not have even found her. But
you're playing Scholar.
yeah, because she's hidden in a
I don't know
house.
how much I get to skip. Nice.
She's hidden in a house in the Varangian spot, whatever that's called, with the pirates. Yeah, in Scholar of the First Sin, they hide her instead of like introduce her like a normal character. So, oh, that's you need giant things. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay.
So what's the review of Dog? How do you guys rate Dog?
What is that cat ring?
So yeah, anyway, Lucatiel of Mira, you have to talk to her 4 times for her quest line to complete, and she's like a character a lot of people like, so a lot of people like to do her quest line.
I gotta take off the armor, right, to do this.
The lower your equip load is, the less damage you will take when you fall. So being naked is optimal.
Yeah.
But you won't take off the helmet.
No.
By the way, those swords are way heavier than your armor. it's worth pointing out.
Okay. I'll just have
Two-hand your fists.
Two-handing my fist. Oh man.
This is one of the few games that you can do this, but like if you're two-handing one fist, so like melee attack, you like swing your fists. You block with your fists and yeah. Strange.
Alright, well, I guess I could try to do that tiny thing, but I don't know if I can make it. Whoop.
Dog is
jumping
10
is
out of
pretty good
10.
in this game.
Nice.
I forgot about that.
Actually, I switched to the original DS2 version after that first stream you saw. I ditched Scholar of the First Sin. Fuck that. So you did notice the.
No! I almost landed. I almost landed on it, but then I just didn't.
Yeah. Dog is 11 on a scale of 1 to 10. Though my dog is best dog, I may be biased. You might have an objective view on all dogs. Even though Dark Souls 1 is my second favorite Dark Souls, we hit a Shaft's Faith builds on every turn. Yeah, Faith is so exciting in Dark Souls, and yet it's not good. Yeah, like Lightning Spears are very exciting, very dieseled, like.
It's like aggressively not good.
So that will break your fall, the stick going across.
Go.
Yeah, so we can show you where you probably missed Lucatiel of Mira. There's like no way to find her like without knowing you're supposed to look for her, in my opinion. Oh, why don't you try out a fancy weapon? Why don't you use the wing sword so you can shoot the beam out of it?
Oh yeah? Okay. Let me just figure out what armor combination I had on.
I think it was the throne.
Yeah,
the one to the right.
Is that
that's
it? No,
that's not it.
What is this one? There we go.
Yeah.
And then it was some pretty looking gauntlet. I think it was, yeah, it is. And then, what were my leggings? Fake one?
The Helion, I'm not crazy, right? The Scholar of the First Sin, the enemy positionings is like totally fucked. Of all their sins, of all the different like placements, I would say like the ogre.
All their sins of all their scholars.
Like the ogre stomping around in the first area is like kind of fine. Not the first area. Yeah, the first area where it's like the Forest of Fallen Giants. I don't mind that, but that is really a New Game Plus thing, because that shouldn't be there in your first playthrough. Your first playthrough, you're gonna try to fight it and like challenge yourself, and it's not there for a beginner player. Like, the game is no longer designed for someone to...
Huh. Didn't drop any twinkling titanite. What a bitch.
What a broke-ass lizard.
Yeah, right? Ash knuckle ring.
I think that's to decrease your equipment degradation. So down there are the kamikaze zombies.
Right. Ugh, it's the worst.
Oh, my buddy.
All the more reason being naked, I guess. What would that be?
The enemy positioning is so awkward. I was curious when you told me about the differences when I first played. They changed way too much, so I just started a new save on the original version. Fuck Skull of the First Sin. Yeah. I would agree. There's also people who they're like, Dark Souls 2 is bad, and then I ask if they've ever played Dark Souls 2 or if they just played Skull of the First Sin, and then they'll say they just played Skull of the First Sin, and it's like, well...
Like, everyone says, oh, you gotta play that version, otherwise you're a pussy. There's like some shit like that.
Yeah. I would rather have like a Buddhist monk just hit me with a bamboo cane while I play than have to play Skull of the First Sin. Like, I'd rather... Like, if I have to prove that I'm a real gamer, I would rather just, like...
It's Miyazaki approved, therefore it's good.
Yeah, I would rather just take a G Fuel enema than fucking, like, play Skull of the First Sin. Like, just any amount of, like, physical torture that would just not be having to deal with Skull of the First Sin. I tried to, like... some friends of mine, we played through Dark Souls 3 together, and then we played through Dark Souls 1 together, and then we were going to play through Dark Souls 2, and I was like, oh, don't get Skull of the First Sin, and then one of my friends was like, I don't think that they sell the regular Dark Souls anymore. I was like, no, dude, they definitely do. Don't buy Skull of the First Sin, it's trash. And then he just, like, convinced my other friend to get Skull of the First Sin, so we were forced to play Skull of the First Sin, and it was miserable. And, like... My friends were like, it's like, oh man, this is so exhausting, like, I can't play this anymore. Like, they had such low endurance for it because it was so, like, such a clusterfuck, and they were like, it's like, man, maybe we should just not play and just sit in voice chat and talk. Like,
yeah,
it was
you
so...
just chill instead.
Yeah, and it was, like, way more enjoyable just to not play any game. Because it was so bad.
Brutal. Where is actually a safe place to drop down? Is this safe? I think that's a hole that just leads into the abyss.
Gergie's purring.
He's happy Belko.
See, I got Flex Seal for the crack that probably does lead to the outside, since there was a Dark Souls boss attacking Trisha today. A bee got inside. Not a bee, a wasp. I think we looked up different wasps, and I think it's a red paper wasp, which is 1.5 inches long.
Can I go down there, or is that I can't tell, like, how far down
Hey,
it
go into your
is.
inventory and take out the prism stone and drop it and see if it goes. Oh, if you don't have a prism stone, I'm gonna cry. Oh wait, go back up. I think it was blue in this game. Go up. Up. There it is.
This?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, is it safe then?
Okay, it is safe. Yeah.
I like to be extra.
Hi, buddy. Hi.
Especially during this area where you can't see anything.
Vanilla is better than Scholar, in my opinion. I've played both and beaten both multiple times. Never went back to Vanilla, as the changes were honestly better, mostly, in my opinion. I'd have that wrong. Scholar better than Vanilla. Lol. Yeah, I would vehemently disagree. I think, like...
Yeah, different things for different peoples.
I think, like... if you've already played, like, certainly for a first playthrough, you shouldn't be playing Scholar of the First Sin. If you want to play like a boss rush mode out of like Scholar, because it's like so hectic, there's more enemies and stuff. Well, that's one way to test.
I didn't know that it would break.
I could see Scholar being
It's cool.
being more fun. I have also played both and beaten both multiple times because there's a mod for Scholar of the First Sin which unnerfs magic, which was nerfed in the original Dark Souls 2, which makes me never want to play a Faith character in the original Dark Souls 2 because it's just they just like they nerfed it to the point where it's not fun. Like it was fun to play a glass cannon where you know your sunlight spears would like destroy stuff, and you can't really do that anymore. So it kind of takes the fun out of it. They kind of force you to play a more practical character because people in PvP would cry. So
Aww.
they got hit with a lightning spear and it wasn't nice, so they turned down the damage. But
Afraid of the dark.
But so I've played Scholar of the First Sin to play a Faith character or like a mage kind of, because they drop the damage of Forbidden Sun so low to the point where it's like, why would I ever use this spell? And it's like I don't know, it's just not. Is that another one of those like dragon doors?
Yes.
Huh. I didn't remember that being there.
Well, would you really be exploring the gutter
No.
to discover new things? This should be it.
There's a shortcut in the smugglers area, which was a good change. Other than that, Scholar of the First Sin, the enemy placement changes are so bad, it basically ruins the game.
They just wanted to like really irritate you.
Yeah, and there's like, you can fix Scholar of the First Sin with cheat engine to some extent, but you know, for the most part, like a lot of the changes are just like shitty and like stupid. Like the life ring that Trisha uses so she doesn't have to use like so basically she's countering a very dumb gameplay decision, which is every time you die in Dark Souls 2, it takes away some of your health. But she uses a life ring, so instead of that, she has a tax of 3,000 souls every time she dies. Which is, you know, when you first start, it's kind of expensive, but it's like sort of feels worth it. Better than having to go pick up the souls, typically, I think. My personal take. But it's expensive, like starting off it's balanced. Later on, you kind of outgrow it, where like...
Yeah, it's good for late game. If you just want to have fun and not stress all the time.
I disagree about beginner friendliness in vanilla. Did you know that the last giant, when you're at full HP, will never one-shot you? Yes, all the bosses are like that. In all of Dark Souls 2, as far as I know, besides the Ancient Dragon. Because I refuse to upgrade health. Later on, I did, when I played a Faith character, so I was like, okay, well, I'm casting healing spells, or I should cast healing spells, so I should, like, have health. Other than that, though, I just never put any points into health. And I only ever put points into health with the Faith character after I had 99 attunement and 99 faith. So, but I never got one-shotted on anybody, so that tells me there's some kind of coding in there where they're not supposed to one-shot you. So, the Ancient Dragon did one-shot me, and that was fucking impossible, that fight. So, and you get two-shotted too. You can get like comboed by stuff like the Smelter Demon, because he's passively hitting you just all the time. He'll hit you once and then you'll get burned and then die. But
Man, I sure showed him with that kick. That was super intentional.
didn't have a huge issue with No Man's War. If the shortcut would have would not have changed much for me personally. Yeah. Yeah. Only strat that I found worked in No Man's Wharf was play slow and methodical. Yeah, I mean, I kind of did that with a lot of the areas. So, I don't know. The boss of No Man's Wharf was also very underwhelming. Way too easy with a shield and one-handed greatsword, at least. I thought it was kind of cool in Scholar that they made the room filling up with water thing happen much faster.
Yeah.
Because I never noticed it as a mechanic when I played vanilla.
I also had to have you tell me that it was there.
Yeah. It's kind of neat, though.
It is, yeah, it's a very neat idea.
Well, no, you know what? I take that back. I did notice it in co-op one time.
Oh, God.
That the room was getting more full of water. And I wasn't sure why. I figured it was probably because the fight was taking longer, but couldn't be sure. Also, Ancient Dragon is far more tolerable in Scholar. It isn't a 1 to 2 shot machine. It's always a 1 shot for me, basically, because I don't put any points into health. So. Maybe that's not true. Maybe some characters I put points into health. I don't remember though. I don't think so. I made like a punching character. I think I put points in health on her.
Excuse me, sir?
I don't know though. And the Faith character I did eventually put points into health. TIL? What is TIL? Intelligent logistics. To information lesson. Today I learned. Okay, I got it. Never mind. Today I learned the boss's room fills with water. I didn't even know that thing until you just said it. Yeah, today I learned. Sorry, I'm just retarded. Yeah, no.
You're not a zoomer, man.
In Scholar, it fills much faster, so you notice it more. Because it was like a mechanic most people didn't notice because they killed that boss pretty quick. I try not to kill bosses like super quick.
You get extra enemies in that room if you're playing New Game Plus. Fun fact. Whoop.
Oh, in the boss room?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Scholar adds ninjas to No Man's Wharf. Exciting. Ninjas with beaks.
Come on, camera, stop it. I just want to look over there, please.
If you want to see, you can light that. That's a torch. But...
I know. It's the camera that was the issue. I was trying to look over there, but it was like on my character.
I will agree. A Faith build gets so much shafted in Scholar as you lose out on a free Hide Knight sword in Forest of Fallen Giants. And you have to farm it from Hide Knights now. Yeah, I thought that was so retarded that they removed the Hide Knights that you could challenge yourself with. I thought it was so cool. They were just like laying there and they're cool and they're like, you know, they're just being cool guys, and then you can like fight them as a challenge. They look so spooky and they're hostile to you, but they're not fighting you. It's like
spooky mist over there. It's very spooky.
Yeah, that's the giant ant, right? I don't think it responds if you kill it, but I don't remember why you would kill it. TIL is Zoomer speak. Should I have to stop using it? I don't know. It's like Reddit speak, right? Which is maybe worse. Playing Fire Emblem The Blinding Blade. I gotta finish Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. It's my favorite Fire Emblem. I still haven't finished it. Yeah, so you've fallen down the wrong side. You didn't end up in the place with a bonfire.
But.
Yeah, I know.
What do I do?
I think you found it the first time you played, you ended up there, and I
think there's really nothing you can do, huh?
Maybe there's something you could do.
Oh, there's a hole over here.
Oh, is there?
Oh, never mind. Oh, I'm a smart. Me.
Nice. Oh, it's the game with Roy as the main character. Interesting. Oh god, that's way worse. Just talking in Reddit speak.
Yeah. Okay. Ugh, I hate statues. I hate that they respawn. It's like, who? Who keeps putting them back up? Ugh.
Yeah, let me show off my 3D prints to you guys. I
Oh
got
yeah.
Alexander the Great, a bust of Alexander the Great. I can put a name placard there. Made a dice tower. Well, I mean, someone else made the dice tower, but I got it to print. And just now, you may have noticed the whirring servos have stopped, and that is because the T-Rexes have finished. I don't know how well the camera is focusing on these, but...
Serves you right, you stupid idiot. Sitting there doing nothing. That'll teach you.
So, I guess enjoy some removing 3D print from bed ASMR. This guy's like tail is like still stuck.
Let's see. Chat, which one of these ladders should I go down?
Vote now.
Yeah, vote now in chat. There's so many, I don't even know, like, what would you say to, like, direct me to a ladder?
Type L for the right ladder. Type REL for the right extended left ladder.
And here's more ladders. I'll go down this one.
It's so hot, I like don't want to print another thing. Ugh, I'm like sweating like crazy. Fuck the spring.
I don't like that.
Oh, did figure out Midsummer too.
Yeah. I'll figure out something.
Something fun for Midsummer. Oh my god, I have to get Bamboo Studio working again. I don't know what the fuck happened to this stupid program, but like I was having some kind of weird memory error, which probably means my C drive is dying. But I had to close the 3D printer program, and now every time I open it, it says Bamboo Studio configuration file may be corrupted and is not able to be parsed. Please delete the file and try again. I have tried deleting the file. It says JSON exception parse error 101 parse error at line 1 column 1 syntax errors while parsing value unexpected value at the end of input expected etc or blah 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 blah. So anyway, I uninstalled it, reinstalled it, still the same problem. So I think I have to delete all my user data, but I want to make sure that the save, like the project files, aren't getting deleted when I delete my user data.
Oh, it's a guy.
So. Oh.
Oh, God, why does he do so much damage?
Fun fact, in the gutter, if you light all torches, you get an NPC invader at the bottom and Scholar.
Yeah.
Kill her and get a free Black Witch set and the Veil, which gives
I
you
don't think
full
that's
curse
just
immunity.
true in Scholar, though. Because I heard somebody else say that before. Oh my god. I don't understand why they do so much damage.
And that's why I just send my files to the guys on Etsy.
Those are odd-looking vases. Huh.
It breaks your weapons.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that. Offer my services on Etsy. Although, honestly, I kind of like... Some people make really shitty files to have to print. And, I kind of enjoy the fact that I can just give up and not have to worry about it. If someone was paying me like $5 on Fiverr to figure out how to print something, I'd lose my goddamn mind. Duke Steer Freya Jr.? I didn't even know that enemy was down there. I know it's not a spider, it's just what they reminded me of. What is Duke Steer Freya Jr.? You talking about the headless guy?
Spider girl.
Spider Girl.
Spider girl, spider girl.
I must have played the wrong version. Got Professor of the Second Sin. The guy I bought from last time has a regular 3D printer or a deluxe on his $2,000 3D printer. That's an expensive printer. I was talking about the ant. Ah, yeah. Okay.
Fuck you.
This is the start of the gutter?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can show Helion Arisen where he missed the Lucatiel interaction.
Black Gulch. Where is...
Should have messed with my brother's 3D printer while I was over there. Can always use more capybaras. Like, does your brother 3D print you capybaras? Would you like me to 3D print you a capybara?
You just say the word.
Yeah.
We'll get it done. Man, that is so loud.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's not your fault. It's just, like, funny how loud it is.
All new orders on BurningstarComics.net now include 3D printed capybaras. Not true. Because I don't even know... I don't even know, like, a good file for it. Or, also, I'm pretty sure they don't consider a 3D printed capybara as educational material, unfortunately. So I don't think the media mail thing would work out.
Not yet, but soon.
Do you think I should just print more T-Rexes? We have, like, 9 T-Rexes now. Is there other... Oh, dude, the cubes. We haven't printed, like, any cubes.
Oh yeah, we should print cubes. We'll do that tonight. So.
Yeah. Yep, I guess I'll print a batch of cubes now. Green and blue? Like the darker blue?
Ah, god
Oh,
damn
these
it.
fucking things.
Fucking grabs.
So, fun fact, the statues, if you don't map travel away, stay broken after you rest. God, these fucking things are so gross. So now, can you go back to the bonfire, not rest, but light a torch? and look off the edge of the cliff to see if there's a
Isn't
drop.
it like all the way on the other side though? Like, isn't it over there?
It could be. There's two.
Because I'd rather like.
Okay, yeah, you can clear the area.
Yeah. Before I start like risking by the ledge.
Everyone 3D prints me capybaras. I'll show them in Gilded. You should print a full set of Rathalos armor. Let's see what Rathalos looks like. Rathalos. The fuck is a Rathalos?
Look around, just spitting at me.
That's Monster Hunter World.
Oh my god, really?
I remember the armor from the it just looks like janky dragon armor. Seems like it'd be a lot of material. Iconic Monster Hunter dragon? Yeah, I guess I played Monster Hunter, I just don't remember the names of everything. There's like that spiky manticore thing. I remember enjoying those fights. Very hard though.
Man, this poison statue's got some distance.
I used him because I buy the 3D files, and after I used one guy, he started offering the file I sent him as an item he can print for anyone. Now that's a problem because the item that the file that you bought most certainly did not have a commercial license attached to it. So you can't even sell what you're having him print for you.
Still got poison. I'm like breaking every statue I can get my hands on, still got poison.
Yeah.
Such a shitty area.
Mm-hmm.
That's why nobody likes the gutter.
Yeah. Alright.
It's like 5 of them up there.
Oh, careful. Oh, it's a metal chest. Ignore me. So I need the big swords. Oh. Well, if you do need stuff printed...
Hold on. No, not the fucking grab. God damn it. Come on. Come on. Just one of those days. It's probably like easier to show where the pillows from this side.
The lighting is terrible, but posting now. Now I want to play Monster Hunter again. I can think of two manticores in Monster Hunter. One is Lunastra, and the other is Teostra. I bet it's Teostra because that sounds
familiar.
familiar.
Down there, is that the one?
You should light a torch so it's easier to see. Just because like, you know, just presentation wise it'd be easier to like demonstrate how you could like organically understand that it's there. Teostra. I fought this thing, but it's not what I'm thinking. No, it's neither of these guys. Let's see. Oh, Nergigante. That's what I was thinking of. That's the manticore I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's like they just gave up on life.
And of course, I look over to the other chat. Basil Basil already figured it out. Probably thinking of Nergigante.
I think I killed everything that could kill me. So let me go get the torch.
Both items were for my Valve indexes. None of the chargers, stations, or storage solutions existed at that time. Yeah. So you go to the bonfire and you hit Y to change from the resting option to...
No. Ooh, there it is.
Yeah. And then if you like...
I just didn't know if you had to have it equipped beforehand.
And then if you hit left bumper, it like increases the range of the fire, I think. Yeah.
Looks like it blocks.
So yeah, I don't know, Helion Arisen, if you
see,
you can now see the places you could drop down to. So this is one, I think that leads to the Giants, not to Lucatiel, and I think the other one further away is the one that leads to...
yeah, there's the door.
Yeah, that's the giant door.
Uh-huh.
So I think if you drop down there and you can't open the door, you're just fucked, but...
No, I think there's
is there?
another drop down afterwards.
Okay.
Or something?
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
I don't know for sure, but, you know.
But I think further back, more towards that, like, bulge in the path, I think there is another drop down, like, if you keep on going.
Right, that's the...
Yeah, I think it's, like, somewhere around here.
No, I don't see anything over here. There, right?
Yeah, so there's no way you could organically find that, like, unless you knew you were looking for something. But that's where you drop down to find Lucatiel of Mira. It's so fucking dangerous. And then, I don't think there's any enemies. I think you just...
You don't think there's any enemies?
I don't think so. I think it's just, like, some statues maybe, but... Yeah, there she is. So, how are you supposed to know she's there? It's fucking bullshit, but yeah. There she is.
It's Dark Souls logic, where they're like, ooh, it's more cool because it's all hidden.
So you've played World then? Yeah.
What is this curse? The question rings in my mind, but I haven't the focus to answer it. Loss frightens me no end. Loss of memory, loss of self. If I were told that by killing you I would be freed of this curse, then I would draw my sword without hesitation. I don't want to die. I want to exist. I would sacrifice anything at all for this. It shames me, but it is the truth. Sometimes I feel obsessed with this insignificant thing called self. Even so, I am compelled to preserve it. Am I wrong to feel so? Surely you do the same in my shoes. Maybe we're all cursed from the moment we're born.
I think that's the last thing she says.
Sometimes I even
That's it. Alright, girl.
So the first time I played through, I was like, you know what? I like Lucatiel. I should look up her questline. And then I look it up, and they're like, you have to talk to her 4 times. I was like, oh shit, I only talked to her 3 times. And they're like, yeah, you have to, if you don't talk to her before you fight the boss in the gutter. And I was like, what the fuck is a gutter? Because I had gotten all the way to like the Drang Lake Castle. I had like beaten everything else in the game, but never fought this guy. Because you just get 1,000,000 souls, and like it's funny in all these guides, people are like, "Oh, no one gets 1,000,000 souls. That's ridiculous." But And that there's like these top 10 lists where they're like, oh, things you didn't know about Dark Souls 2, and it's like,
You get 1,000,000 souls.
it's like I knew that. I don't know. And like the people act as though that's like a ridiculous thing to acquire, but when the game launched and you're playing multiplayer, you get a shit ton of souls because you just drop your sign, you instantly get summoned, you go help people, and then once you crack over the 1,000,000 souls mark, all of a sudden like every single person is in that multiplayer bracket. So now like everyone who plays the game who's been playing it for a while, now you're dumped into a bracket with fucking everybody. So now you have even more summons and stuff. It was a super vibrant multiplayer community when the first Dark Souls 2 launched. And it was a lot of fun. And there was no invasions. I didn't have like any any invasions until I thought they were toggled off or something. Like I thought they
Oh, that would be awesome if it had a toggle.
No, I thought that they were like not toggled off. I mean like
Yeah.
I thought that it was restricted until a point because I didn't get any invasions until later in the game. I got a first invasion was on the bridge in the lava place, and I beat the whole game without getting killed by an invader. Although I think I got killed in invaders in other people's games, but I didn't get killed in my own game. I killed them by using Soul Greatsword behind a pillar, I think it was. It was so funny. I just stayed behind a pillar and they got impatient and then like just zoom. Most dishonorable way to fight, but I had a bunch of fun playing PvP on that lava bridge though. It's a bunch of cool spots to duel people. I always picked up signs and dropped signs and stuff. That was
Not Lucatil? Trash.
Oh yeah, I guess Lucatil must be here to be summoned. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I could just do another round of T-Rexes, I guess. Nah, I should do fidget cubes.
Alright, I guess I'll summon you. Lone Hunter.
What a nerd.
If you just beg me.
This should be fine. $10 and 45 minutes sounds about right. Ugh. You summoned Lucatil twice.
So he's the one who keeps on putting the statues back together. I'm gonna kick his ass.
Yeah. I had an outlook to draw. It was fantastic having you here.
Hells yeah. Oh no, Schmid. Oh no, me.
But yeah, David Myers, if you do need to print stuff, I could undercut people on Fiverr. Probably, anyway. Printers might be kind of busy.
Oh, what the...
Huh.
It's just that he's constantly, like, sliding towards you. I thought, hey, might have had more time. Oh,
Fortunate.
look at that. You're the actual person that I wanted.
Yeah. Lucky you died.
Thank goodness. Get your ass over here.
I guess the printers might be a little bit busy, because there's
Alright, Lucas.
so
Well,
many
how do you
fairs
feel
going
about
on?
running past everything and not getting broken?
Speaking of, let me check on the printer in the basement.
Let's see how this works out. Oh yeah, fucking 2 hits, that's all it took. Man, how did Lucatil manage to aggro him? That's just impressive. She wasn't even in the boss room yet. He must really not like her. Yeah, it's just one of those bosses, huh? Where, like, not locking on and, running away is, like, more efficient.
Well, it was a good instinct to go check.
No, it didn't work out.
For anyone curious, this was not what I was trying to print.
No, you weren't trying to print a glob of worms? Because you nailed it.
It was. It looks like just like a fucking like demonic bird's nest.
It looks like this guy. See, I was only able to win because Lucatil was here. My sweetheart.
So what happened looks like, for some reason, this is what it was. This is the base of it anyway. Somehow it slipped off the bed and it got ruined.
Oh, man.
I don't know why, but fortunately, the shitty Chinese printer does have a camera that records the failures. So you can suss together.
What happened? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, is this the place where I have to answer the question? No. Oh, this is just the DLC.
Oh, capybaras.
That's the DLC. Which I guess I should
Capybaras.
also go to, but no.
Painted capybaras. Very, very exciting.
And of all the DLCs, there's only one of them that I really like. I mean, I guess, like, the slumbering dragon boss fight is, like, cool, but, you know. It's just the rest of it that's not super good. This especially. I had absolute headaches going back to that, like, trio boss fight.
So if you're in the Gilded, we can watch together this thing get fucked up. Oh, fantastic.
there's the slumbering dragon. Uh-oh, he's awake. And he's mad. It is a nice way of introducing the DLC.
Yeah.
Appreciated. It's a shame that the actual, like, walking around the DLC is so miserable.
Well, I don't know who is intrigued, but Gilded doesn't have any like file size limit, so I can just throw this into the Gilded for anyone who wants to see a 3D print fail.
Yes, if you're curious. You know, I gotta admit, this tiny controller is not as bad as I thought it would be, honestly. I am a little bit annoyed that the buttons don't have a clickiness that they should have. I did not mean to press it then.
Well, I think
For those of you who think I'm insane for swinging next to my beloved.
I think what it is this is an Xbox One controller, so that's like their improvements on the Xbox 360 design is no more clicky sound.
Oh.
But I like the clicky sound.
Yeah, it lets me know that I hit it.
Yeah.
And the buttons are also like extra sensitive, like I mentioned before. But like as far as maneuvering the tiny controller, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So I'm a little bit surprised in that regard. But yes, the bumpers especially are just like very easy to hit by accident.
Sweet, tangle of fishing line. Yeah. Glue stick. Just downloaded Gilded. Looks so much like Discord. Oh fuck! I forgot to put.
That's the idea.
I forgot to put the Gilded in the description.
Of Rumble.
Rumble. Well, I put it in the other description, but I.
Oh, do you also have the Rumble chat open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Healy and Arisen is in the Rumble chat.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
He's a Rumble man. A man of culture, one might say. Oh, well, somebody's uploading now.
Alright, so cool. That was Zagutter and Black Gulch. Terrible, terrible area, but you know. As you can imagine, the DLC for that area is also a little bit cancerous. Yep. Ilium Lois is my favorite of the DLCs. No competition really. I
like,
just had so much of a more pleasant time doing that DLC than the other two.
I found Ilium Lois to be excruciatingly boring. Because I couldn't figure out where to go. But it's much nicer looking.
Yeah.
I
I never did the super blinding snowy area of Ilium Lois, but you know, I don't hate myself, so.
Right. I never finished it. Yeah. I only finished the lava one.
Yeah, I like what they had building up for the boss fight. Where like you lead an army to go beat this guy.
It looked super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the canonical like ending of Dark Souls 2.
Yes.
That's like the final thing that's supposed to happen.
It's very epic and it feels earned because you went through the whole area collecting all these knights and shit. It's good. Good stuff. And then apparently what you do to make the ice disappear so you can go up the stairs is that you redo the boss fight like a bunch of times. Like you burn the bonfire aesthetic. And then after enough times the ice disappears and you can go up to the stairs and actually like look at her.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It took me a while to figure out that's how they did it in the videos of Dark Souls 2 we watched. But yeah, you can actually go up the stairs. I don't know if she has special dialogue or anything. I think you're just able to look at her, and that's it.
Oh, Rumble. I was wondering where all those other comments were coming from. They're all in the exclusive, like there's the top chat with all like the very soy comments, right? Like the least based comments, and then live chat you have all like the but then there's the extra the extra chat full of all the turbo degenerate chat where it's like below live chat, right?
Mm.
It's a secret chat. You have to.
Pay your blood tax.
You have to commit manslaughter to unlock that chat. Then beneath that, you have to kill someone with your bare hands.
Hell yeah.
I only have the live chat option, though. I can't see the other chats.
What yeah, we can just chill for the rest of the stream. Because I'm feeling kind of done as far as playing goes.
Catholics are allowed to eat capybaras on Friday during Lent.
Yeah, I'm sure that's...
There was some...
Oh, I didn't get this item yet.
There was some argument that was made at some point that you could eat a beaver because it's basically like a fish because it spends most of its time in water. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a terrible argument.
But people take from that and extrapolate that people in the Middle Ages thought that beavers were fish. That's not true.
No.
It's just fat
It's like
people.
arguing if a hot dog is a sandwich.
Fat people couldn't handle not being able to eat meat on Fridays. They had to have like salmon, and they were devastated.
Come at me all at once. Oh, you're approaching me? Got him.
Sounds to me like people never learned about basic biology. It's not biology that they're consulting. They're like reading the Bible, right? And it's like whatever section is like you should not have meat
Not
on,
enough meat.
on Fridays.
I think it was, and they didn't consider fish meat. So they were trying to argue that a beaver is a fish because they wanted to eat a fucking beaver.
Yeah, there is a like a logical separation between like meat and fish and
Yes,
yeah,
of course.
like that does make sense. It's just like
Right.
it's just fat people arguing, and it was like that was taken as like Protestant arguments against like the against Catholicism. They were like they're so decadent that they think that beavers are fish, right?
Right.
It was people treated it as ridiculous at the time. It was like someone was like rules lawyering so they could have like beaver on Friday and
Right. That was kind of the idea behind Protestants, is that they were trying to reinterpret the Bible so that it suited them better.
Mhm.
But
that was part of like it was like beavers being fish, indulgences being sold. There was all these like different things that they were
yes.
like, yeah.
Yes. Anyways, so chat, how you doing?
Yeah.
Alright, so I think this tiny controller sale was a success.
Awesome. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I guess I'll show off the new 3D prints we'll be selling on Sunday.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's see, maybe we go to a controller guy, get him to install a clicky noise. Then it will be the true best controller.
I'll break open the controller and put a Snapple cap in there, the super loud, like, modified controller would be like, boom, every time you press it. Like a gunshot going on.
Now that's what I call a rumble pack.
Yeah.
You ever see that video of the guy who like wanted to recreate recoil on his video game using the mouse and keyboard? So he had like
Make good decisions, Gergie.
Push back his mouse whenever he fired. And then it just got ridiculous at some point. And his whole desk was like vibrating whenever he was using a machine gun.
I have not seen that video. That sounds fantastic, though.
Yeah, I think you would like that video.
Alright, so I think I put into the description the invite to the Rumble, or the, not the Rumble, the Gilded server. Let's see. Yes, it is there now.
Are you a buck? Are you a big fluff? Are you a big fluffy fluff? Are you a big fluffy boy?
Yeah, so what I was trying to print was do you want to like make it full screen?
I can't because we're using OBS and the camera doesn't like work.
Oh, or you could just
I guess I could
just drag that bigger, yeah. Hi, dog. Hello. Yeah, so I was printing this. So it comes in 3 parts, right? And I was just printing the walls, and then it slid off the, it slipped off of the...
That's what happens when you get a really fast 3D printer, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, these are free for commercial use, so I wanted to sell terrain for Dungeons and Dragons, you know? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be fucking cool? The door...
It does look really nice.
The door opens and closes, but you will notice that the bottom of the door, like, did not fucking want to print. It all took a shit. So I reprinted the bottom, which also had a problem. As opposed to like that. Yeah, like this fell off. So I fixed this. I don't know if I should sell this, like, torn up one. I don't know. But the roof is fine. Everything's fine with the roof. The roof is great. There's like tiny little bits of whatever, but it's okay. It's sellable. This one's super fucked up though. The bottom of the door looks like it's like some ruined house. So theoretically, someone wants a ruined house, but whatever. So I was trying to fix it, but it did not print. So yeah, the door's already coming off the hinge. Fuck me.
Sadly.
So I made the door not open on the newer version that failed. So I have to modify it more, but as I said, like...
It's such a cute little, like, house, though.
Yeah, and, like...
Even if you're, like, not into D&D, I can imagine, like, someone just, like, putting things in the house, yeah. Like, what are those, like, anime build-your-own dioramas or whatever those things are, where they sell the little tiny toys that you put together? I can imagine someone using the house for that.
But anyway, the intended purpose is like use it for D&D, and then you can take the roof off so you can see the people inside.
Yes.
Like you put your minis inside.
You can also like build the house higher, right?
And then if you can't, it's stackable, yeah. Yeah. And if you want to see inside, and there's you can take the walls off too. It can make it even more clear. So I'm gonna sell those, and. I made one of these and it sold at the last fair we did.
It's a very nice dice tower.
I was surprised. People were like, "Oh, nice dice tower." I was like, "Oh, you know about nerd things." Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it at that particular fair.
Yeah, it was very like.
And luckily, we had a dice we could roll down it to show them that it worked very well. I'm surprised it works better than the one that you actually bought from me years back.
Yeah. It's a similar design.
Yeah, it is very similar.
So I made boxes, right? With it's supposed to be a unicorn.
Yeah. It's a little bit hard to tell, but
Yeah, and has all this trimming and stuff.
It has a really nice vine design.
And then on the inside of the box is a fairy. Whee! I made the box design from scratch because I was the box that I found a similar design, but it didn't really work super well. So I after messing around with it for a long while, I just decided to do my own. And I made like all the corners aren't super sharp, so the kids won't murder themselves.
That would be nice. Yeah.
There is a sharp overhang here, to be fair, but I don't know. So I think this should do well. I think.
Yeah.
And then this is the improved version with Trisha's art. She drew this.
Yes, I drew it, and then he imprinted it onto the box lid.
Isn't
I
that
drew
cute?
cute little bunnies. I originally drew it for Mother's Day, if you can't tell. But
Yeah. So then the box, I also put little like hearts into it and a mermaid. Yeah, mermaid.
Yeah.
And then more fairies.
Two is better than one.
Yes. And they're quite pretty fairies. So. And then I used the cheapest filament I have, which is black, because people won't notice on the inside of the People
Yeah.
well, not they won't notice. They won't care. I don't think. And I'm like running out of the white, so.
Yeah, we will have to get more white because it's probably going to be one of the ones we use the most.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a bunch of the cheap white from Atomic Filament. The Melt Miser.
Yes.
And then, oh yeah, and my creation.
Oh yeah, the mic really likes that. You can tell because it goes red whenever you start kicking it. There you go.
There we go. It's only yellow. I'm sure parents won't be driven mad by this, but it's like a little dinosaur.
It's a noisemaker.
So I
It
think,
literally exists to make noise.
and it is like pretty light. Like it doesn't use a lot of material. So I think it feels like it's the same value to me as these guys. So at the fairs we sell the little toys for $5, and then if you buy 2 of anything on the table, you get a free fidget.
Yeah,
So
good deal. And people seem excited when they come to the table and they hear that.
the
So.
moms are always like,
Ooh.
they're always like getting together. They're like, everyone's gonna buy more stuff. I have a guy who might like something like that for his D&D campaign. He's big into minifigures and models. Me too. That's why I got into 3D printing.
Yeah.
Hey, Aura Honeydew, welcome.
Hello.
We're like, we're winding down and whatever.
Yeah, we're on the late slide of the stream, so we're just gonna chill until we're ready to say goodnight.
Yeah. Oh, and the mermaids too. I printed new mermaids.
Yeah, you printed very nice mermaids. It's tragic that they're so delicate.
They're not that delicate. It's
It's like the tail, the end of the tail. It's the delicate part.
if you like it flexes like this, right? Because it's like.
Yeah,
But it doesn't flex vertically a lot. But little girls, if they hold it by the tail, the weight can't really support it. So they'll shake it by the tail up and down, and that will snap it.
Yeah. Not as durable as the T-Rexes, of course.
Yeah, but it looks quite pretty. It doesn't really show up super well in that like very yellow light, but it's like, I don't know. The blue is like very pretty, and I have a
This
nice
monitor also just shows it being much more yellow. I'm gonna sit on you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sit on you.
But yeah,
He's so trusting.
the yeah, it's like a nice like pearlescent white that I want to use for statues and stuff, not just flexy mermaids. Amazon sells 72 and 100 packs of whistles if you really want to get those kids' parents crazy.
We knew one of the fairs we went to, the guy next to us was selling 3D printed whistles that made like weird noises.
Yeah, and they were so fucking annoying.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But also like he's not using food safe plastic.
No,
But
yeah. So
people are going to be putting their mouths on it.
No, that guy was using the most dangerous, like, shitty Chinese plastics. It was like...
Yeah, there's no way that's good for the kids.
Oh, so bad.
It's like they're eating a marker every time they blow a whistle. Oh, I know, buddy.
Yeah. Parents are sometimes they'll look at the toys and they'll be like, "Eh," and then you're like, "Oh, they're 3D printed," and they're like, "Ooh, very exciting."
Well, because it's like you made them yourself. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit extra cool compared to just getting something that's from some corporation or
Yeah.
etc. Independent stuff is always cool.
Yeah, I gotta fix my goddamn 3D the Chinese program. I have to delete my like user data to try and fix that config error.
Yeah.
So fucking annoying.
I guess you can lay the T-Rexes on the decks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. Anyway, hopefully we do well on Sunday. It's not. It's only $25 for the table. So like.
Yeah, it's not like 400.
Oh, there's 500.
Oh, 500. Gee, God.
It's $4.95. So like
Yes, closer to 500.
Yeah, and we'll probably buy food, so it's definitely over 500.
Yeah, and gas.
Yes, yeah.
Totally not worth it. If we were bigger, it'd probably be worth it. If we were like had a whole setup and I was doing commissions and everybody knew me and shit, but that's not really the case.
We'll get there, but
Yeah,
we're not there, so there's no point in pretending and wasting a bunch of money. I was told recently that buying your filament from China is super dangerous because they still use chemicals that are illegal here, and they off-gas when heated. So, I mean, they use benzene, right? And it's marked as having benzene in it. And benzene causes, cancer, so it's bad. And, like, basically the price difference is, like, I found cheap Chinese filament for, like, $17 to, like, $20, $22, right? So that's, like, the Chinese price, and then the American price is, like, 30. So it's like, yeah, it's a big cut. You're saving 30%, but
no benzene.
yeah, and then you can give it to kids and not feel guilty.
Right.
So
right.
I used an American company, and then when they came, it said made in China, and I sold some of those. But every time someone came over to the table, I was like, okay, yeah, this is American plastic and this is Chinese, and they just didn't care, most of the parents. But it's like, I don't care if the parents don't care. I care. Like,
Right.
I don't want to use the shitty plastic and poison their children. But yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that are just like so conditioned to like shitty plastic that it doesn't even occur to them how dangerous it is nowadays.
And like basically what happens with like Chinese manufacturing is the government will give them ingredient B, right? And they're not allowed to know what's in ingredient B, but the government says it's dangerous to put more than this percentage in. Or don't put more than this percentage in. Not that it's dangerous. They just don't do it. And then they're like, okay, and you have to get rid of this amount within this time period. So put it in whatever. And so that's how they get rid of toxic waste in China, right? Is they put it into their exports and send it over to us, right? Or other countries.
Which is unacceptable, but for some reason we just allow that.
Yeah. So that's how like the baby food got poisoned. Yeah. It's just because they were putting too much for babies, right?
Any amount is too much, but yes. Right.
Yeah. So it's just if you buy baby formula from China, you're kind of like you're giving your babies a certain amount of poison. And like there's this whole term of like parts per billion and stuff where people are like, oh, it's not that much poison, it's fine. It's like, it is a problem. It's like, I don't know, when I'm like concerned with my mercury levels, like how much mercury, how much risk I'm taking of exposing myself to mercury, some people will be like, well, it's not really a problem unless you're trying to have a baby or something, or like you're pregnant or something. And it's like, bro, I don't want any fucking mercury in my body. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not having this garbage. But
Nah, I agree.
I hate it when something you used regularly turns out to be toxic, like my fillings, like your teeth fillings.
Oh my god, really? He's right.
Hmm?
I said, is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very... That's very annoying. I have, like, metal fillings.
You have fillings?
Oh my back teeth.
Oh, never noticed.
It's not noticeable unless I open my mouth really wide, but...
Yeah. From the 90s, so you know. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's well, so I know a lot of teeth fillings, they're like, oh, it's totally fine as long as the coating doesn't go away. It's like, why?
It'll
why?
go away.
It's like, why do this? Same thing with like lead pipes. They're like, oh, it's totally fine as long as the coating doesn't go away. And it's like,
it is crazy how, like, we know things are dangerous, but we still just, like, try to make it work.
yeah. Like, my college, the water fountain in the library had a out of order sign, and then I was like, is it out of order? And I pushed the button, and then it, like, water comes out, and I'm like, huh, why does it have an out of order sign? And then somebody I was with was like, oh, it's because there's lead pipes in the library. So they put an out of order sign so that you don't use it, but it's working. It's just there's the water that comes into the library is through lead pipes.
It's just poison.
So if you
Alright.
drink out of the sink or something, you'll be poisoning yourself with like lead.
Oh,
And
God.
there's no warning signs anywhere. It's just they just assume no one's gonna like gargle like bathroom sink water or something.
Of course, yeah.
So
But, you know,
you could, right?
you could if you were that desperate enough for water, I suppose.
Yeah.
Alright. I guess we should call a stream soon. He's going to lay down on the floor.
It's too hot on the couch.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for watching another fantastic Dark Souls 2 New Game Plus stream.
Yeah.
Let me know what area you'd like to see next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comment below, I guess.
And I guess we'll see you on the next stream, whenever that is.
Yeah. Good night, guys, and thanks so much for coming, everybody. Really appreciate you guys being here. It's been fun hanging out with you all, and I hope you'll join us again sometime soon.
Hell yeah.